Hello, everybody, and welcome to GenFriends. I'm your host, Cheri Hudson Passey from Carolina Girl Genealogy. Another great show tonight. Can you kind of tell maybe what we're going to be talking about? Yes. Bernice is representing. We've got some very special guests on tonight, whom I will introduce to you in a minute. We've got Melissa Barker, the archive lady, is on with us tonight. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, great to be here.
And don't forget, you can always hear from Melissa and her fabulous blog and Genealogist in the Archives. We'll send it back.
That's it.
Great blog. Mary Kircher Roddy is here from MKR Genealogy. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
Good to see you with another beautiful quilt. We never know from week to week. You're always got a beautiful quilt in the background.
Thank you.
Love it. Shelley Murphy, our family tree girl, is here. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
So good to see you here. Dan Earl. How are you, Dan? Family History Guy.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Wake up, Dan. Bernice Bennett from Geniebroots. Hi, Bernice.
Hi.
She's got her relative race swag on too.
Ready.
Laura Hedgecock-Treasure, Trust and Memories. Hi, Laura.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Thanks for being here. I am so excited to introduce our special guest tonight. We've got Paul and Anitra, Team Blue, from season 6 of Relative Race. So good to see you. Thank you for coming on and helping us with this amazing day 2 we've had.
It was so good. It was
Oh,
so good.
excellent.
Oh,
Loved it.
you know, when you're on day 2 and so many wonderful relatives have been met so far, I mean, the bar is raised high. You know, the bar is raised high. Who's going to be next? So
Mary was looking last night.
uh-huh.
The comparison of the number of close relatives this season versus like season 1. I'm
Totally different.
thinking that part of it was the different format that they were all going the same way, so they kind of had a limited number of connections they could make. But I think also just more people DNA testing that they've been able to find more close relatives.
That's
So
probably
it's
a really,
cool.
really good point. And Bernice is still waiting for her shot because
I'm still waiting.
She's been contacted by the show. She's trying to figure out, she wants to get on. She wants to be one of those relatives that's waiting for the team to come to her house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you don't want to be in the car. You want to be at the house. Yes.
All right.
I
So
definitely don't want to be in the car.
I'm still bitter that Team Blue was in Conway. Really, in Conway. I just didn't know
It's
about
right
it.
down the street. Right down the
I
street.
know, right down the
But was
street.
that not a South Carolina thing that there's 4 Baptist churches? That is completely South Carolina.
Exactly. So, I mean, they had coming out of day 1, they had won coming out of day 1. They were the top team, and they got that 5-minute head start that absolutely did them no good, because
Whoop-de-doo.
when you're in the South and somebody says go down the street and turn at the Baptist church, you need to know which Baptist church, because
12 Baptist
churches,
yes.
Okay, but why didn't they turn it the First Baptist Church? Why?
Because there is a church on every corner. If
If they turned it the first one, they wouldn't have seen the other 3.
they would have
Other
turned, and there
11.
would have been 1 or 2 down that street too.
Who
It
knows?
was not Washington Street or whatever it was.
I thought it was so cute how they said we're used to walking and we're
Right.
driving. We don't know so much
Right.
They
faster.
don't even have a car.
We can't find anything in a car. I felt so bad for them because it's so, I don't know how many times have you gotten directions from somebody and then you start going and you're like, wait a second, what did they say? Yeah.
And
I
that's
don't know
the
about
exact
anybody.
way that I give directions. And Paul, we laughed at that from our season because I always say, so you're going to see a store and you're going to see a dog, but if you see the dogs, then you got to turn left. But if you don't see the dog, you got to turn right.
Yeah, I remember that. That's so funny.
Around
So what
here, they
is
give
it with-
directions like you know where that store used to be?
Exactly.
And you're like, what?
My Virginia relatives in Lunenburg County, exactly. You turn right where where the store used to be.
Yes. But I have a question.
Okay.
What is the problem with the GPS? Punch the number in and go.
Well, they didn't
That
have it
looks
at
so
that.
hard though. That looks difficult.
It does, and they didn't have it at that point. They didn't get it until they got there.
Right. Yeah.
So they didn't
Right.
have it at that point. But as
Oh,
they were
yeah, they
driving
had
down the
maps.
streets, I was going, they're going the wrong. And in my mind, I thought, they're going to Savannah. Send them down 17 through Charleston.
Yeah.
That's
That's exactly what we said.
You too?
Yeah.
Find a
Yeah.
big road, people. Don't go down side streets.
Where are you
Yeah.
sending them?
Yeah,
That
but
was my thought.
you guys know that.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Right.
Well,
I'm thinking
churches.
that relative should have known that.
Yeah.
But maybe coming from Conway, he was trying to get him to cut through and go to the freeway, and then
And he
then
was. He
south.
was trying to get them to go.
But it
over.
just,
Oh,
if he'd have
yes.
put them on 17, just said, don't leave this road.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight
There had
shot.
been another
Okay.
20 churches they would have crossed trying to
But
get.
they would not have had to have turned anywhere until they got to Savannah.
And we said, don't turn until you've passed 342 churches.
Until you get into Savannah. So that's all they needed. So I felt sorry. So all their time, but the other teams use that time really wisely. They were
They
looking
did.
at the maps. They
Yeah.
were figuring out which way to go, putting their luggage in the car, getting ready. And I love the video of Team Black when he said, "Get in the car." They're like, "Wow!" Jump, run, and they get in the car. It was hysterical. I thought that was so.
Yeah, but
That's what
poor
Team
Team
Black
Black with that
singing.
GPS.
I said, what's the problem?
yeah, I know. They had a whole-
Enter.
He
No,
never
was it the
turned
black-
it on.
It was
Yeah,
the
he-
black
turned
He
it on.
forgot to hit confirm.
Or
Right,
whatever
it
it
was
is. Yeah.
flashing.
Yeah.
He just didn't. Well, we could see it flashing. It was like,
Yeah.
A little
hit that
frustrated,
button.
I think. He
And I
just-
think we've got to remember, like last week, when everybody was just really coming down on Team Green about walking around.
I thought it was hilarious.
Well, but it's a different situation. You're under stress. Look, I just was at my son's wedding. There were some really hysterical, funny things that happened because you're excited and you're stressed and I mean they've got a good story, and it's all because of that adrenaline. And
That's
so
right.
Right.
that's what's going on with all the teams. There's all that adrenaline, and they're going to make mistakes, and then they're going to show those mistakes because it makes good TV. So,
Yeah.
but just watch it. We would have done the same things. Laura,
Yeah.
So was it the black team that stopped to ask directions and even the cop didn't know what the name?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it was.
That
Yes.
had to have been so frustrating.
Yeah.
when the cop can't even help you, that's too funny. Dan had mentioned earlier that he thought that the best line of the whole show was what?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a friggin' dirt road. When they're
The
trying to
blue
find their way
team.
to Savannah, and they're like,
Right, right.
there's got to be a better road than this. You can hear the desperation in his voice, like, it's a friggin' dirt road. Come on.
I loved it. I loved
For
it.
brothers, they weren't very much at each other. Like my two sons, they would have like totally been blaming each other. And
I kicked one of them. My kids would have said, "Get out of the car. You're just not even going with me anymore. Just get out."
Well, not only did they not argue, but they even we're so glad that we have each other. We're telling each other that,
Yeah.
which is so wonderful. They're just
Yeah.
such sweet boys.
I
Oh,
think
they
it's
are.
a
They are
pact that
just-
they
Very good.
have.
Yeah.
and they
They're
said they were
really-
they said they were 27 or 28.
I thought,
I think they're
28.
26. I think they're
Are they
yeah, they're
28?
28.
I thought
When he
they-
got out of the car and he said to his brother, "You're the best navigator." And
Yes.
that was so sweet that,
It was.
yeah, the support between them is wonderful.
yeah, but I thought they were much younger when
I thought they said 20.
no, when they were talking to the cousin because she's like 28 and they're 1 year different, 27.
Okay, so it's 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they met their first cousin from their mother's side.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. A
So
young.
I want Anitra and Paul's. Do you think that was her home, or do you think that they had to? We were wondering if it was like an Airbnb that they were just filming the show, because I think
we just said it was an Airbnb
Yeah.
because I mean it was I don't know. We just
I think she mentioned, or she may have said like a little something. She was like, "Oh, you guys should come check this
Oh
place
right.
out."
I think she said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
she
you'll
said
love
it
it
was
in here."
beautiful in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
right,
wouldn't have
so-
said that if that was her home.
Right.
Right.
And I guess not all of the relatives are in a position to have people and crews come to their houses. And
Mhm.
so they want to
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, they
Yeah.
want to be able to
Yeah.
film something, but I mean, like somebody called me right now, I'd have to say no because I don't have any carpet. We pulled up all of our carpet. We're paying flooring, so we'd have to say, yeah, we'll film this unless you want to come finish the job for us
Right,
first.
right.
And then you can come in.
And just because of COVID, maybe you had people in your household or
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true
Yeah,
too.
because they wouldn't be coming up in mine.
Yeah. And I kind
I
of
don't care how you're related. You are not coming to my house.
that
will live
cousin.
somewhere else, but nobody coming up in here except for the folks that are in here.
Yeah.
I got that 90-year-old woman
Yep.
up in this house, and I
Yeah.
call her the woman, but it's my mother. But
you didn't find her on the street. It was
No.
somebody.
I found her on the street, brother in.
and I put it on her iPad today so she could watch it. 'cause
Oh,
she
good.
forgot last
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
So she
great.
enjoyed it. Yeah, she likes the boys.
And it sounds
We
like
all do.
we all do. It sounds like that they kept talking about how they had this connection with their past seemed to be similar, but they really didn't let us know exactly what they meant. So I don't know if she wasn't raised by her biological parents or
I think it's just family issues from what I
think
gather. Because, she
that's
talked
what I
a lot
gathered
at the
too.
end of the thing about how she's hoping that the boys will help to heal
Mhm.
the family and get the ones that aren't talking to talk and stuff. And so I really got the sense that their family is really kind of up in arms
Yeah.
throughout.
Yeah.
So, and which is sad, but
Yeah,
maybe it will help.
I hope
It's-
so.
That's reality. There's tons of families.
Oh
that-
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We're
Exactly.
all in crisis mode. What is that cartoon talking about? Doing research and cracking and the nuts all fall out and stuff like that. Have you seen that little icon about genealogy research, finding some nuts along the way? We all got them.
Yeah.
We got them.
Exactly. I don't think that any of the teams really had too much trouble. Well, once Team Blue figured out how to get to Savannah, I don't think any of them had too many problems driving. It was just getting those coordinates once they got done with the challenge, which we need to talk about that challenge.
A couple of those teams had trouble with that challenge.
Yeah, that challenge was very, very interesting. And before we came on, I was just telling everybody that at Last Roots Tech, Paul and Anitra were there in Salt Lake at the
Right.
Relative Race booth, and that's the challenge that they were having people coming through the conference. That's who tested that challenge, were the people coming through, and you guys were there, and so you saw firsthand that wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do.
No,
So-
I mean it
wasn't.
was actually pretty difficult. I
Mhm.
mean, we saw so many fans just come to the booth, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's especially now that we're seeing it on TV and it's double-sided. Like you have the two big
Yeah.
R's on one side, then relative race spelled out, and then you have to be worried with like turning it and like
Yeah.
it's tough.
Now the kids did awesome.
Oh yeah, the kids.
I was
they
gonna
did really well with it. Yeah, it was the
Of course
grown-ups
they
that had
did.
the issues.
And they couldn't put it down. They could only push them around. They couldn't take one
Right.
out, put it down, and then switch. And that had to
Yeah,
be
couldn't
hard.
put it on the ground, so they put
Right.
it up top.
And
Yeah.
you had no idea what the other person on the other side was seeing. So
Mhm.
in reality, I wonder how long it took to really get those things finished, because with TV it looks like, they just went right ahead, because Team Red, Liz was saying,
Oh yeah.
I do puzzles, I'm good at puzzles, like we'll
Right.
get this thing done. But then when you look at it, like, wait a second.
Mhm.
Everybody knew it said relative race, but it's getting there.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
exactly.
So I
Just-
think the best strategy was for one side,
Yes.
not to
Yeah.
try to do both sides. Just what, and
Right.
one of the teams said that was
Yeah.
just to let's
once we
just
get-
do this side, you know.
Yeah, and
I
you
think
tell
it
me
was
what
Black.
you're,
I think it was Black that said that. Yeah.
yeah, you tell me what you're seeing, and then and,
Right,
and
right.
tell me which one you need.
That's a good one, though. I think that would
Yeah.
be good, like at a family reunion or a gathering, to
Yeah.
have something like that, you know.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Relative Race Family Reunion game book to come out.
You
We
just
say
put
this
it out there
every
right now.
season that we need that. It would be a bestseller. It really would. So,
It's a good idea for somebody's podcast.
uh-huh.
Oh, well, yes. Actually, since we're talking about podcasts, we
Yes.
want to plug
Yeah.
After the Race podcast, which is about relative race, and we'll probably have a new episode ready tomorrow
Yeah,
based on
ready
episode
tomorrow.
2. But yeah, check it out. After the Race
Yeah.
We're in,
Absolutely. We will make sure the link
sounds
is
great.
on so everybody can go to
Yeah,
that,
can't
because
wait
it's
to
like
see
we
it.
get done with the show and then we can't get enough. And so it's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Yeah.
we want to hear what everybody's got to say and their theories and
right.
How long have you been doing it, Anitra?
Just since last season. We started last season, and we were just talking about this yesterday. It's so weird being on the other side. Last season, we were doing a podcast, but we knew what was going to happen in every episode, right?
Right.
But now we're just regular viewers like everyone else, and
Yeah.
we just have our predictions and surprises, and yeah.
Are you so
actually-
glad you're on this side this season though? And not
Yes. Yes. A lot less stressful.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the podcast yet. I did look it up, and you guys have like a full 5-star rating on that. That's pretty impressive.
Well, congrats.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
And I think, it seems like the Relative Race fans are it's a tight fan group,
It is.
It's like a family. And so, yeah.
Rabid.
Yeah.
Love
And you
those
guys do a
moments.
great job too. So, I mean, it's not that just because it's the fans, but you guys do a fabulous job with the podcast. And so that's why
thank
have
you.
that
Thank
rating.
you so
That's
much.
why you have that rating. So
Right.
let's talk a little bit about, I kind of want to wait for Team Red. Let's go ahead and talk about let's talk about, we're something else. What about Team Black? What about, well, number one, I love that they started singing, before that's how they got it together.
Yeah.
Before they left out on the next part,
Yeah.
on part 2, the memory book,
Yes.
that they were putting together. I thought
Oh,
that was
yes.
really,
the
really
cousin
neat.
or what? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's-
great.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that neat to have
Yeah.
something like that to collect and put things in every week? I think it's
Remember, isn't that something that Andre did? Didn't he do that with the cousin he had, Andre?
He had a
Kerner?
chart.
He
a
did
long-
the
Yeah,
chart.
it's a
He
long,
did
it's
know-
a
he
big
did know that chart.
scroll. It was a big
Yeah.
scroll.
right.
So you could fill out, as you meet people or something. Somebody had a chart. I do remember
That was Raymond.
Andre's, but
Oh,
Right.
well, Andre is who we saw on day
Yes.
1, but Raymond did have a
Yes, Raymond had
uncle or
one.
cousin who
Raymond,
had
that's the one I
chart.
was talking. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I think
That
it's
was-
wonderful when there's been so many cute ideas on the show. Joe and Jerica made they took the little photos and then they hung them up in the back of the car. And I mean,
Yeah,
just,
that was really
Oh,
cool.
that was really cute.
yeah. So everybody's had some really fun things. And so, I think that if you get contacted and you're a relative, you need to get creative,
Yeah, Bernice.
Start planning, Bernice.
Laura, you had a question?
Yeah, I don't remember, and I didn't remember while I was watching it. On the Team Black, I know Casey's looking to find her mom, but what about Sean? Is he looking to find a relative? What was his situation?
I don't
thought it
believe
was
so. I think
both.
he's just a support.
Mm.
I
Okay.
thought he was, because I think Sean's father passed away when he was young.
I need to go-
Yeah.
And I want to say that he's looking for maybe more of his father's side of the family.
Oh, okay.
That was-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's both. The only one is the two ladies in
Yeah.
Right.
green. And,
Green.
Yeah.
she's the friend. But I
Right.
think they'll spring. This is my.
I was just fixing to say that,
They're
Shelley.
going to spring something on her, on
Yes.
her
Mhm.
end for going, and I'm waiting for that moment. So
Wouldn't
which is-
it be something because they're best friends and they met
and they've
found
only
a
known each
boat
other
and
a few years. Remember?
Yeah.
wouldn't it be something
Right.
if there's
That
a
would be
connection,
sweet.
you
That'd
know?
be so
Wouldn't that be
Wouldn't that
cool?
be something?
If there's some
Yeah.
kind of connection between the
Yes.
two of them,
Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
But yeah,
So,
I think they'll spring something on her,
yeah. I think that would
which
be
is
great.
good. Which is good.
But
Well,
yeah,
the neat thing about Team Black is that
Uh-huh.
they met the aunt and the cousin,
right.
Yes.
and the aunt is actually her father's sister.
Yes.
Yes.
And then she told her father's name.
yeah.
Donald?
Yes.
Donald.
Miller.
So, in reality, we got Team Red who found her father,
Mhm.
and then the other one that now knows about her father. So it's like we got
Right.
two parents in
Right.
one episode.
And I loved how she woke up and said that next morning, I have a relative. It's the first time
Yes.
I've woken up in my life and I have a biological connection.
Biological.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I have a biological connection to a relative. And so what a wonderful thing for the first time in your life to and then it's working out because as we all know, sometimes these things just don't work out and it just
Right.
it's
Right.
not good. And so I think it's good that on the show, these are not just people that you show up on and they've been spoken to and checked out.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's not just, oh yeah, I want to be on a TV show. And then
Right.
Right.
I will say that her aunt, and it may just be because it was on the show thing, and maybe that was the angst, but she seemed a little standoffish or something to me. Did you ever get the feeling from her that she was a little
Lights, camera.
something?
action.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
could
but-
be. And I also think too, I mean, she didn't know about her. And then
Right.
she's talking about how her brother had all these
They
children.
looked alike.
Yeah.
I love the musical connection.
Yes.
Yes.
His brother
Yes.
played music
cool.
from, he was like 4 years old and he
Yeah.
could play it by ear. And so
I can't wait to
know that
meet
that
him.
was a genetic thing. Yeah.
Is he
I hope
still
we do.
alive? Because they didn't say anything.
No, I hope we do.
Wouldn't it be great
Yeah,
if
'cause
they
they're
did
all gonna
sang something
perform.
together, or he played something while she sang, or I mean,
Oh yeah.
that would be amazing.
We're writing the script, you know that.
Yeah, we're-
I know.
But
No,
they
they
didn't
really should
ask
talk
us
to
for
us
our
before they
input.
edit and they produce these shows. They need to come to us first and let us
They
first read it.
should.
We'll have to
Everyone,
discuss
I'm
it.
gonna have to step out for a second.
Okay.
But Paul's still here and he is always very excited to talk. So
I know.
You
He's a
just
talker,
made him
that
very,
Paul. He's a talker.
I will
you
be
just
right
made
out.
him very excited.
Okay. All right.
We'll take care of you, Paul.
All right. And Paul, you're on.
Yeah.
But so
Okay, can we talk about the next one?
Which
Green.
Well,
one is
let's
that?
go. Let's go green, and then we'll go red. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Team
leave.
Green, she met her sister.
She did.
Mhm.
And
I mean,
I
The minute they saw her, I said, I went like this whack, in
I
the
said-
airport to my husband because I was watching at the airport, and I said, "That's her sister."
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you know, I
I
said,
said
"Look at her."
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
That was great.
wasn't that the same experience though? That that was her first biological
Yes.
relative
Yes.
as well, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I was so excited for her. You know,
She was so thrilled too, but she goes, "Look, we've got the same smile." You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 And then, but
great.
she discovered that she has more siblings too.
Yeah.
Yes.
4
Yeah.
siblings, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that she wasn't number one.
Yeah.
Right. She
No.
wasn't the oldest or the youngest.
Or the
No,
youngest,
and I
right?
still- I
She's
think
in
that
the middle.
bothers her.
There's a bigger story there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said you think
Ed,
it
don't you
bothers
think, Paul,
her.
there's a bigger story to
Yeah.
that? Do you have any theories?
I don't know. It's interesting because it's okay. You're somewhere in the middle of those 4 kids. It's like, well, what happened to where the decision was made where
Yes,
you,
that's what bothers her, yeah.
you were the
Yeah.
one that was adopted out. So it's
That'll
gonna be
come
interesting
up.
to see that unfold. Yeah.
And aren't the 2 youngest ones twins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep, they said twins. And so,
And it was
and-
the same, both parents, right?
right.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. That's why she's bothered by it. She's
Yeah.
thinking, why did they give me up when
Right.
they kept the older one and they kept the younger ones? What was it? And they were the same parents. It was different parents. I
Right.
could
Right.
understand
And you
it.
don't know how many are in between though. That wasn't clear. Did she give a number?
Well, she just
The
said that she
sister?
wasn't the oldest and she wasn't the
Wasn't the
youngest.
I
Correct.
think
So
there was
see,
a
that's
total of
coming
4.
too.
There's a total of 4 children, one older than
Okay.
her and the 2 twins that are younger than, or the twins that
Mhm.
are younger than her.
So
Mhm.
she was baby number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
But you never know what was going on, and we
No.
don't know the age. We
Yes,
don't know the
no.
age difference.
Yeah.
Those
'Cause the
twins could have
twins are
come.
30.
They could have come 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah, or even
True,
longer.
True.
When she
Yeah.
was more,
But it-
maybe they were more financially
Stable,
able.
yeah.
Mhm.
I hope she gets those questions answered.
I hope so
because-
too.
And in a way that is comforting and healing, and not in a way that,
Correct.
yes,
They didn't want me and they threw me away. Had
yeah,
nothing
kind
to
of
do
thing.
with
That she feels
circumstance.
comfortable, you
Yeah.
know, with the answer, and it's not something even more tragic, you know, that hurts, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes answers come and, you know, you want the answers, but you didn't dream
The
your answer
truth
was
can
going to be
hurt.
that. The truth can hurt.
Yeah, and so can
So
the
I have
lie.
a question for Paul then. So
Mhm.
before the show, do they kind of counsel you and make sure you're ready for any outcome that might come? Is that part of the vetting?
No, so no, they did kind of tell us, okay, things are possible, feelings are gonna come up, you don't know, we're reaching out to these people to say, hey, listen, we have a relative that wants to come and meet you. What do you think about that? Some people
Right.
will say no. Some people won't be with it. And they're like, no, I don't really want to do that. Some people are a little sketchy about it and say, fine, okay, going into it. And so you just never really know. So no, they didn't. I guess they kind of tried their best to prepare us for,
Whatever.
right, for basically for whatever.
Well, I do know that in times we've talked to other people and we've had Dan on and asked them these kind of questions, they're careful too, that they don't want to air. They don't want to be in anybody's home. They don't want to record something that would
Correct.
be devastating to somebody, because
Right.
that's not their intent. They're not, as Dan was talking about Maury
Yeah, to
Povich
do
earlier.
no harm.
They're not Maury
Yeah.
Povich.
Right.
They are not, this is not that kind of TV.
Right.
You know, they want this to be uplifting and bringing families together and be a loving moment. And so
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is really looked at during, well, number one, when they're looking at the stories that they're finding before they even go to anybody and say, okay, we want to film this. This is the team we want, and these are the stories that we want. If there's something bad, because I know that I've heard him speak before, and he said there are sometimes when we just have to pull back and say,
Yeah.
we will give this team this information, but their story is not going to be aired. We will not choose them for a season because this is
Right.
too much, and this is not the kind of TV we want. The story
Mm.
is, it would be too.
Yesterday is what we want.
Yes.
Seriously. Think
Yes.
of each of the couples. That's the things they're meeting somebody, they're
Mhm.
learning so much information. So if it just ended tomorrow, they've met somebody,
Oh, gosh,
Right.
yes.
there's a connection. So
Mary, you said you had a comment?
Yeah, so and I don't know whether any of you, what your thoughts were or how you picked up on it. When, sorry, I forget her name, but Team Rad knows that she
Liz?
has
Yeah.
siblings out there.
Yeah.
And she said, I see them and I know that we're just going to be BFF. And I mean, I hope it works out for her.
I
But
feel
it's
the
just
same
like,
way.
I just got a little
Yeah.
twinge
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, also think that these folks are not living in the same community or probably even the same state.
Yeah.
So no matter what,
Mm.
there'll be distance and a lot of, remember the couple in Salt Lake City, well, in Utah, not last season, maybe it was last season, the couple, they were Team Black,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
their
Katie and Dan,
family
yeah.
was close to them.
Yes.
You know,
They didn't go very far.
You're right. They didn't have that far to go. And so far, it doesn't look like folks are, you know, where they came from or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, it could be. Well, and we are talking about Team Red and
Oh, Team Red.
Discovery. And so I know Bernice,
Dan.
put in our chat before we even started about her feeling. And I thought, Bernice, did you want to talk about that?
Soon as I saw him, I knew he was the father as soon as I saw him, and I was boo-hooing and crying. I jumped, and they were looking at me. What's wrong? What happened? That you have to know that she met her father, and he was so emotional about the meeting,
Right with her.
as well as she was emotional. He didn't know she even existed.
I'm getting goosebumps sitting here talking about it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But did you catch what he said about the 9 months?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And I thought, how could you keep quiet for 9 months?
Yeah, he says, I've been waiting for 9 months for you. And she said, I've been waiting my whole life.
I know, but I was Shelley on the night. He's got his own story. I mean, he gets this bombshell
9 months ago.
and he has to keep his mouth shut, and he's trying to keep his dad alive to meet her.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a major story right there.
Exactly. And I was wondering, as Mary was talking about, you know, he has 3 other children, possibly in this 9-month period, because we may be meeting some of those children. We probably will be. If she's meeting her biological dad on day 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. It's a sister, a brother.
Hopefully,
They got us now. If people weren't hooked on the show.
Oh, yeah.
They got us
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's already spoken to them, and maybe, you know, there was a
I don't think anything.
I don't know. I'm just saying maybe he's already spoken to them, and some things were said that weren't on camera, that didn't make it, that she feels with the information that he's been able to give to her, that they want to welcome her. So
the thing that was weird about that was the pictures that he showed were very small child pictures
they were
of the
children.
siblings.
Because they look like her. That's why.
Well,
I know,
and we didn't want to
but-
recognize them when we meet them again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But it was just like, so I think we are probably going to meet them.
Yeah.
But wasn't
I
it so
had a
sweet
different
when she met?
interpretation of that.
What was yours, Laura?
Go ahead, Laura.
My interpretation of her meeting her father on day 2 means that we're going to find a whole lot out about Devin. Because we've got this huge piece about her. So there's a lot of family for Devin that they have to reveal.
That's right, because he's looking too.
That's right.
Ooh, Laura, you are so smart.
Oh man.
Laura, that's that
Music to my ears. It's like an opera song.
But wasn't it so sweet when she met her grandfather? I mean,
I thought it was.
He had COVID. He was on hospice. It's just, I'm thinking he's hanging on to meet her.
Yes.
Yeah. So he knew.
Yeah.
Yes, he's known.
Yes, he knew.
So he knew because the dad, you know, replayed the conversation. Remember we talked about that, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking that maybe he's spoken to his children, because I have a feeling
he would have to prepare them for that. There's no way that's going to be like, oh, hi, did you see her?
And the one statement,
when I was 19.
and you know, the one statement that really got me was when he said to her, he said, I had a mother and we would have helped to raise you. I mean, meaning if my mother would have known that you existed, she would have made sure that I would have raised you.
Right.
You know, I think he was really trying to express to her that he really didn't know, and that if he did know, that he would have been there for her.
Yeah. And I like the fact that she assured him that the family that she grew up with was very loving. She has no complaints. She's
correct.
You know,
they were supportive of what she's doing.
Right. She had a good life, so don't feel bad that it worked out this way. We're connected now. So it was really probably honestly for the best for her, because 19-year-old boys.
With a loving grandma, though. I mean,
well, I'm just saying that we don't know how old the mother was. We don't know how old, you know what I'm trying to say. So it may,
I just felt very fun. I think it's just very hard for the parent that didn't know they were a parent.
Oh,
to see
sure.
a grown person and realize all the moments that you missed out on.
Right, because you weren't given that choice, because she could have come to him and said,
right,
I think this would be the best for this baby, and at least he could have felt like he helped and he made that choice.
But
right?
Remember, I don't think Mama knew.
No. I mean the birth mom.
Yeah, right. He's talking about the birth mom.
I'm talking about the birth mom. Maybe birth mom didn't know who the daddy was.
Oh, I gotcha.
So Paul and Anitra, what do you guys think of that? What do you think of the thing about the birth mom not being able to tell her anything about her father? What scenario is that?
That's tough. Yeah. That's tough, because I mean, I think that
for me, maybe mom has an opinion developed of him, but she doesn't want to like put that on her. She wants her to develop maybe her own opinion whenever she meets him.
Oh, that was way more mature than I was going to say.
I was sitting here thinking the same thing.
What were you going to say, Anitra? What were you going to say?
I was going to say that college is a fun time.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's like, yeah, oops.
Remind me about her mom. Does she know her mom? Is her mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the picture of her mom,
picture.
but I can't remember where that is. Okay.
Yeah. And what's amazing, the daughter and the dad looked alike.
Oh, yeah.
They look so much
alike. Look, the facial.
So
it was actually very pretty. Just the, the lock on the eyes, and then the dad, I saw her emotion, but I looked at daddy. You know?
Yeah.
And I thought, my God.
She's definitely going to be able to answer that question that she has. And that is, what am I? What,
But they didn't talk about it this episode.
They didn't, but she's going to be able to come to an answer. And of course they did the DNA, so they could have just showed her the DNA.
Remember with the boys,
That's what my husband said too.
With the boys, they didn't know that their mother was Cuban.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember that? That was brand new for them. So with her, her dad could be Latino also. You know, so we don't know. Just because he's got brown skin doesn't mean that he's African American.
And I was thinking, could there be a possibility of being Indian as an Indian that almost looked that's what I was thinking.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
and where was he at? Where was he
What
at?
town?
Where were they?
I wrote it down.
Check the notes.
Peoria,
Laura, use your notes.
That's right. My red notes for the red team says that he was in Columbus.
Very nice.
Columbus, okay.
Ohio, not Georgia.
Columbus, Ohio.
Very interesting.
Oh, I thought.
Oh yes, Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
Green went to Peoria.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, great second show right off the box.
Yes.
Yeah, and one of the big things that I like, and I didn't get to it last night, but I will tonight, is to keep pushing this, because the more interaction and stuff we have, like on Twitter and all of that stuff, I think that keeps them excited as well.
Yeah.
But and they're retweeting what we tweet out. So and I missed that last night doing work.
Yeah, too bitter. I was on an airplane.
Yeah, I was
so bitter.
It didn't even occur to me to go into. I was just glued to the set.
I can't Twitter and watch it at the same time. I just can't.
Well, I normally
it's really
while the show is on. So.
It's really fun. So if anybody watching wants to really, really have a fun time during Relative Race, when it's on live, get on, use a hashtag Relative Race, of course, and BYUTC. And you'll see a lot of the former teams on there tweeting.
Yes.
The teams from the season are on there live tweeting. And it's just a lot of fun, because y'all, as team members for your season, you don't a lot of it's a surprise for you because you don't know what happened with the other teams. You don't know the whole story. And
not till later, right?
yeah, and then they're watching it and you get all these tweets from your teammates going, oh my gosh, Team Blue, I'm sorry that happened to you, or whatever, because they didn't know. And so that's really
I'll
fun.
definitely do that next time.
It's really, really fun to kind of get to almost be watching them watch it because of their the tweets that they're throwing out there. So I really missed being able to do that. So
yeah, I did too. So
next time I will schedule my flights.
The next time your child gets married, when they're
tell them
you will do better job with your flight schedule.
I sure will. I sure will. So before we go to results, is there anything else that you feel like we missed that you wanted to say something about for any of the teams?
Like what time of day your podcast goes live or things like that?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll record tonight, and then after we record and I do a little editing, I send it out like this evening, so it'll be ready to go when you wake up.
Can't wait to listen to it.
Fabulous. And the link will be, this will go out on Wednesday. These usually go out on Wednesday, so I'll make sure the link is in there to remind people.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so that they can listen. So anything else about any of the relatives or anything that happened?
Looking forward to next week.
Yes,
exactly. So the winner for day 2, anybody want to tell what the prize is? Bernice?
I don't know.
I
just know Team Green won first place.
Yeah,
they get to make a team wait, right?
Yeah, pull over.
Oh, that's right. They get to pick. And I remember during the show, didn't one of the teams say if we win, we're going to make a certain team? I can't remember what they
red
said.
or black said they would make blue sit by.
Yeah,
they might feel sorry for them now.
Yeah, since they came in last, they might think, well, maybe what we need to do is we need to pick a team that doesn't have a strike yet, so that we can maybe even out these strikes a little bit.
Be red or green.
Yeah,
red or
black.
Oh, red or black.
I'm always rooting for the team that doesn't have a strike yet, because I want to keep going with all of them.
You want to keep them everybody on the show as long as possible.
Yes.
I don't want the boys to go anywhere.
No.
I know every year.
Mama hat is on right now. Come on, get those boys to their mom and daddy.
Yeah.
I think every year we sit and we try to theorize how all the teams could make it to day 10. But
I want them all to get 3 strikes, and then I want it to last
I'm
long.
on the boys. See right here. No, I'm on
Mary,
the boys.
So
Mary said something.
I just want to ask Anitra and Paul, from the competitor side, how would you have approached it? Who do you want to lose? Do you have a team that you're looking,
or be delayed,
or be delayed on day 3?
Right. What's your strategy?
I know for me, I would probably go with the team that doesn't have a strike.
Yeah,
that's probably what I would.
Because I think we actually had that.
We were the ones that had to wait.
Yeah, one year. I mean, one day when we won, we had the opportunity to make all the other teams wait, and then we had to. Do you remember that?
I thought Team Green made us wait 5 minutes.
Oh, they did do that on day 8.
Something
day
like that,
8.
yeah.
Yes, day 8, they did do that.
Oh, Shay and Chris, those rats.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what I do. I choose a team because I would be, well, maybe it would be great for somebody else to get a second strike, but so early on, I would be wanting everybody to find as many relatives as possible before that third strike.
$50,000. That's not going to work all the way through there. $50,000. Come on, you guys.
Oh gosh.
I want everybody to find their relatives. What's curious is after the ones that do, I'm going to say that kind of have to leave the show. I didn't want to say kicked off, but I said it.
That is what happens.
If they get 3 strikes, but the rest of the information, do they give it to them?
Yeah.
I don't remember if Dan.
Yeah, they
answered.
do. They do, but I want to
Yeah.
see them.
I know.
to see them meet
Me
them.
too.
I mean,
I'm still
it's-
rooting for the boys.
right? I
If not, you know what? I'm calling them, and we're gonna find the rest of it. All of it. I'm like Melissa in the bench and the whole.
I know. Every
9
time they
yards.
say they had
I
to
just-
sleep on a
yeah.
bench, it just tears me up.
Yeah, can't
Yeah,
have
because
that.
that's so extreme. I mean, I've known kids here that were homeless, but that meant they were crashing on someone's couch or
Mhm.
Yeah.
in a
Yeah, no, I
building.
worked with families homeless in the housing before I retired. No. There's no couches. It is
No,
definitely.
but I mean,
Yeah,
to be in that situation, it's so heartbreaking.
It is.
yeah, it is.
Mm.
And they're so nice.
They're such
Yeah.
good. They're such good guys.
And they're close, but you know what? That's what they have is each
Yeah.
other, no matter what.
Well, they
And-
have my heart.
Huh?
They have my heart because,
Yes.
well, because is it Joe that has cerebral palsy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
I have a niece who has cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
And she's confined to a wheelchair. So she, she is in her first year of college and she,
Oh.
and it's just, she's wonderful. With people with cerebral palsy, their mind is fine. It's their
Exactly.
body.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she has just been an inspiration. She never complains, and Joe is just taking my heart because of that. It's just very close.
Did you catch when they got out of the car?
Yes.
The one brother started going and he went back.
That's
the
right.
brother-
Yes.
That's
Oh,
right.
God, they got my heart.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. They're very
Yes.
sweet. They're very
I know. I
sweet.
wanted to call my sons and say, "Look at these two. That's what you should be like."
That's hysterical. Well,
Well, they have one of the things they have is they have shared whatever the
Mhm.
issue
Yes.
was, they shared it together and they're
Right.
sticking together.
That's
But
awesome.
right.
my comment though, I'm wondering, because of what they keep saying about their living condition, how did they learn about relative race? Somebody had to have encouraged them to apply for relative
That's a
race.
great question.
Yeah.
But didn't they say that happened when they were in high school?
well, they said they left
Yes.
when they were about 18, is what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been about 10 years. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Since they
mhm.
left out of the house.
But
yeah.
they also said that their adoptive parents took care of them, and they said those things
no
about
love.
them.
They
No
said they
love,
didn't
no
feel- yeah, they-
love,
they didn't
right,
feel a
no love.
connection
but they
with
took care.
them.
They gave them that. They gave their
Right.
adoptive parents
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
But
How
it's
do
just
you grow
there's
up
more
in
to
a
the
house with
story,
no
and I kind of
love?
want to know it.
me too.
Yeah, there's got to be more than the story. And I sit back as an adoptive parent watching that going, I wonder how the adoptive parents are feeling about,
That's what I thought
That's
about.
true.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
A little late for that.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, are they sitting back going, I thought we did everything we needed to do when, you know what I mean? We just don't, I just, yeah. So,
Well, when you're not loving on a child, something's wrong.
right. Oh, and I agree with that. I'm just saying, I'm wondering on
Even
their
little bad
point
little
of view, if they thought they weren't, I don't know, who knows,
Yeah.
who knows, but anyway, I was so happy that Team Green came in. I mean, they switched it around and they
That's
came in
right.
first
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
So happy for them. They're so fun. They're so fun. They're just, what a cool adventure to go on with your best friend, So they're going, yeah, we did, right? I mean, come on. So fun. And then we had, let's see, who came in second? Was it red or black? Don't remember.
Black,
Black.
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 Yep.
Mhm.
Ben red, and then our poor old guys taking
Yes.
third.
Yeah.
It
But
But they
flipped.
were getting lost with that dirt road, and so
And all
Bring on
those
dirt road.
churches.
all those churches and
all those churches.
I think they struggled more with the puzzle too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll get back to it this next week.
yeah.
I'm carrying that torch for me.
Anitra and Paul, it's been so much fun to have you on tonight. Do you have is there anything else you want to talk about the show or anything about your podcast that maybe we didn't cover or anything like that before we say goodbye?
No, I think we covered pretty good.
Oh, your camera's off. There we go.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Anitra has something in her eye. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
Anitra. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
No, but I think that anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think we covered.
We appreciate every time we get to come on. This is always so much fun.
Yeah.
We love having you.
Yeah.
We love seeing you. So let's hope COVID goes away and we can travel, because I want y'all to come down to Myrtle.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially since we're so close.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
know. It's gonna be so much fun. So anybody else on the panel? Do you think we covered anything? Did you think we covered everything?
Cheri needs to go back to bed.
Jet lag.
It's bedtime. It's bedtime.
It is. Anitra, is it contact problems? Girl, I feel you if that's what it is.
So got something going on.
And it only happens like in times like this, right? Perfectly fine all day long, and then you can't see when you need to. Your eyes are burning. I gotcha. But well, with that note, and Anitra needs some medical attention, and I need to we will say thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on GenFriends tonight. And if you didn't get to watch day 2, and if you've never watched Relative Race, what's the matter with you? Tune in. You will love it. We will see you next time, everybody. Bye from all of us on GenFriends.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.